the guys was more, you had guys like Kenneth Speed and, he putting, fear these guys. So when you hustled uptown, you had to be a man's man, and dudes had to respect you, because without respect, you won't make it uptown. And it's always been that way, from the 60s, 70s, 80s, my era. And because you had a lot of, killers running around, but they weren't killing for the sake of a set or a game. Everything that was involved in being uptown was about money. Dude won't kill you over a woman. Everything was about money. And to be respected was everything. You had a thing about being feared or loved, You'd rather be feared than loved, And that's the ultimate, Wide Street, Church Street, Carey Park, Huntersville, Young Park, Tyler Park, it bred a different type of guy, And ultimately, guys from out of town, they came in, but you won't really make it in that area, so they'll branch out to the Ocean View, the Portsmouth, they stepped in Young Park, but there was a lot of murder game out there, and a lot of them got killed out there, and we prided ourselves out of Huntersville. We never had a guy from out of town in Huntersville, it was it was our show, and I brought that to a lot of neighborhoods in the town, breaking bread with guys, my homies. That's why, this new era, when we hustled in the 80s and 90s, I'll break bread with you from Young Park, I'm gonna break bread with you from Berkeley, we meet up, we sit down, we talk, we break bread together, There won't no South Side and Uptown. We gonna break bread and get to this paper.
Yeah.
Yo, when I was young, right, out there running around, right, and it used to be a crew, man. There was like a crew of boogeymans they used to talk about. I don't know if you're familiar with. They called them the Gramerton Boys.
Yeah, I know everybody out Gramerton, man. Joe Bees and all that mob. You had the Beasley Boys. They from Tyler Park. They pops was out of Bramerton. Then you had some boys on Reservoir and Marshall Avenue. You had Sizemore and Brock and Mike Porter. I played football with Mike Porter. He was from Indian River. They was calling themselves the Reservoir Boys. Reservoir, Washington, 30th Street. That's what they had on their plate.
Right.
So I knew all them brothers.
Yeah, these guys, these Bremerton boys, they were supposed to be like, monsters taking over territories back in the early 90s when I was coming up. I just recall that. So, man, who was some of the elders that was giving you game? Like, I could tell you well seasoned. Like,
I got tutored under, Joe Riddick from out Northview. I did time with him, but he was one of the first guys to introduce me to the heroin game. Before it was acceptable in the town. Most dudes were selling crack. I was one of the only young dudes that was, pushing heroin, not this opiate fad that they got going on,
Right.
But I was getting money with that, $90,000 a day, back in the 80s and 90s. But I got tutors under them type of guys,
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. I remember as a kid, man, just seeing you it was on TV, what was it called, like Crime Stopper or something? Yeah. Is that what it was
America's
called?
Most Wanted.
Yeah.
No, it was Crime Stopper.
Yeah, the Crime
Stopper.
It was like our version of America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, that's what it was like. Yeah.
Like, yo, this is, you know what I mean? And like I said, man, just legendary, man. It's just crazy, man, that be right here, being able to speak with you right now, man, and let's talk about some of the things, man, that you got going, man, right now, as of now, man.
Oh, man, I came home and seen a lot of violence. I lost a son to violence, right? So I started this group called KIND. It's called KIND, Kings in Need of Development. And, the police department, the mayor, a lot of people reached out to me, and they jumped on board with it. And I got a lot of pastors, got a lot of people in the community that's helping me, sort of like what you guys are doing here, and taking community activists is getting together. And what I'm doing is, I've been doing a lot of things out of pocket. I took 50 young men to DC, to the Slave Museum. I take guys skating. I take them up to the church and we do educational programs together. We talk about life experiences, teaching young guys that 30 seconds of doing the wrong thing can change the course of your whole life. 30 seconds of doing the wrong thing can change the whole course of your life. Something that you can't take back, because everything dealing with the court system is final.
Right.
So with that being said, I'm looking for a lot of guys that's been there, done that type of thing, to come on board with this organization and take kind to another level where we building group homes, we putting guys in the military, taking them and getting them trades. Got guys that's in professional skill trades, plumbing, electrical, coming into these buildings, helping these young guys, you know. And also, ultimately, you know, teaching them how to become black men. Because we got a lot of feminization going on with black men, the toting their pocketbooks, the dumbing down of us, you know. And I'm trying to combat that with a lot of black gorillas, meaning men that understand who we are, where we come from, and the obstacles we face. And taking kind, implementing that in every facet of the 757 is my ultimate goal, you know. Putting it in every neighborhood, every outreach center, every community center, and we taking guys and taking our past related to their future so they don't have to suffer the same fate that we suffer, you know. And having people, man, and getting the resources from our city, state, and federal level, because everybody's being touched by gun violence. I was talking to a group of white people, right? And they invited me to this gathering. Actually, a white guy I played football with, Jeff Gill, beautiful brother. And he brought me there because he wanted me to explain to these group of people what was going on in our community and how they are being affected by it. And what I wanted them to see was a white woman got killed at the Wawa by a young black guy, right? I knew the young kid. I talked to him for a whole summer. I was with a group of kids out Camp Stella, and I told the young boy, I said, man, if y'all don't change y'all ways, somebody's gonna do something that gonna change the course of both of y'all lives. Well, they were smiling and laughing. It took 1 year. They killed that white lady at the Wawa. The other one told on the other one. I told him that was gonna happen. I said, that's gonna happen. It's a fact. I said, one of y'all gonna tell on the other one. It happened. But I'm also telling people from across the tracks that don't think this affects them, that it does. You had shootings inside the mall, can hit anybody. That means that we gotta combat this with money, resources, and education, creating jobs, giving people an opportunity, and taking mentors and men and putting them in these young guys' lives, because a lot of these young boys don't even have fathers. A lot of their fathers are in prison, you know, and the other half getting high.
Let me ask you this, because we didn't touch on this. What was your federal indictment?
Oh man, it was I had a CCE, a continuous criminal enterprise, you know, and same charge they gave John Gotti, any other mafia figure. They implemented that in the black community, and they gave me 848, which is a continuous criminal enterprise. A CCE is a 20 to life, and they gave me the high end of that guideline, you know, which was a life sentence because of the amount of money and drugs they said that I had.
If you don't mind discussing, what did they accuse you of? I mean, as far as the amount, what did they say? Like
over 117,000 kilograms of marijuana, 39.9 keys of heroin, and about 60-some keys of cocaine, and they confiscated 800-some thousand in cash from them.
Damn. So at that moment, feeling all that,
the weight of the world
collapsing.
I was facing the federal death penalty, but they took it off the table, you know. You know, so I've been through it all. Been there, done that, and seen it.
In the federal system, what were some of the most dangerous places that you've been at?
Oh man, you know, you got levels of it, you know. And well, at the time they sent me to Lewisburg, which was a big house of the penitentiary system. And then they opened up a spot called Allenwood USP. I went there, I was one of the youngest guys on the yard. And actually I had a mentor from Portsmouth named Kingpin, you know, beautiful brother, out of Portsmouth, Virginia. He was older than me. Well, when I hit there, one of the guard bodies from Norfolk, Dequan, Dennis, Dink, he came from Leavenworth, I came from Lewisburg, and when they opened up Allenwood Penitentiary, they said they housing 500 of the most dangerous criminals in the United States of America at a new style federal penitentiary, and that was Allenwood USP. They brought some of the worst there, white boys, Mexicans, blacks, and you gotta adapt to that world, it's different. And it's a slaughterhouse, a lot of murder. It's a little different than our state penitentiary, You might get a little physical in the state penitentiary, you're gonna have some rumbles. In the federal system, everything mostly ends in extreme violence, murder. You have guys that beg to be in the lows and the mediums. They don't want to go to the USPs, your Beaumont, what they call bloody Beaumont. You have Pollock in Louisiana, Hazleton right now, which is a murder house, everything is segregated. Everything is segregated by race, then it's segregated by state with blacks, where you from.
And
and then it boils down, and then it could get even deeper in your state.
Yeah.
Richmond might not like Norfolk. Norfolk don't like nobody. So then if you tell them, that isolates you a little more. So you're dealing with forces of this game. To make it out of the federal penitentiary, and especially a federal USP with your life, you just did the ultimate,
Definitely that.
If you can do that, you can do anything. A dude asked me, he said, OG, how you come out here, man, and thrive like this? I say, because of what I've been through. I'm gonna make this look easy. And I do it every day. I make this look easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it for dudes that can't come home.
Mm.
And everything I want, I'm gonna achieve it. I'm gonna grab the bull by the horns and ride him till his neck break, and I ain't gonna let him throw him. You can't fold with don't being home.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. And man, welcome home again, brother.
Yeah, thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because man, I mean, just seeing you, and then I'm gonna tell you like this for the audience who don't know. I was in the federal prison with this brother at Fort Dix, New Jersey. We did a few years together, and the brother taught me a lot, man. And he told me he was coming home. The brother had got the life up off him, and he told me he would be here. A lot of people laughed at him. We all joke, cut the fool.
Mm-hmm.
He'll tell you I'm one of the most funniest dudes
That's
you'll
right.
ever meet. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to get serious and it's time for action, it's a whole different animal. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm glad to see the brother home, man, and taking the opportunity out to give back to the community, to reach out to show y'all that, listen, whatever stories you heard, it all can lead to one place that many never return from. A lot of people lost their lives there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people lost their lives, their sanity, their families, everything. And I'm sure, we all can relate to that, So, we're giving our time and opportunity here, man, the City Connection Live, with Stacy Robinson, man, to let y'all know that, there is a light at the end of the tunnel if you keep the persistence going, as the brother said. Stay strong, stay focused, Pick a goal and stick to it. It's more than life than the streets, man. It's more than life than selling drugs.
That's right.
It's more than life than chasing women. More than life than a lot of the things that you might see in the music and things like that. But understand the coming time. How you feel about that, bro?
Oh, definitely, man. To add on, man, like I said, we all go through things, man, in life, so it's just all about standing firm, with moral conduct, man, so you don't fall victim to certain things, man, or traps that's placed out there for you, man. We all have a line of moral conduct that teaches us, how far to go, so that's all it's about, man. Just,